What is up, guys? Today, FBA Happy Hour. Me and Michaela are here to answer any questions you guys have. So drop them in the comments if you have them. And yeah, so what's up?
How many people we got in here?
Got like
I
5.
never get to see the count.
Looks like we got 5 so far.
5.
Let's go.
5 people you need to comment some.
Yeah, where are you guys from? Say what's up. Happy Friday. I feel like it doesn't really like a lot of people don't come to like 3:10. That usually seems to be the spot. What's up, Johnny?
There we go. We got some signs of life.
Got Tyler in here just talking about a store. Yeah, so how's your week been going?
Just living the dream. How about you?
Yeah, living the dream. I feel like for me, I was actually just talking about it. Someone invited me to speak at their Discord. I feel like things for me are finally starting to like come together. Like it's been like a rough couple like months or whatever. But now finally like back on track. It just takes a while to get back on track once you get freaking derailed.
Definitely.
What's up, Terrell? Hey guys, I have business credit card with 10K. Should I use my credit card or my CADH? I don't know what a CADH is.
Cash.
Oh, cash.
Cash.
I mean, if you're comfortable. For me personally, I would use credit and just not.
Yeah, but as
Yeah, like and just keep
as
your
a debit card.
cash you have. Just it's more like for protection too. Like, yeah, you get to like build points, but like, should a supplier screw you over or a store, if you use your debit card or cash, you're kind of it's crazy. Like you would think you would get like cash back much quicker, but like I guess with credit, it's like kind of like fake money, and they're just like kind of knocking something off your account. But yeah, I would do that, and I would probably if you're just starting, like I wouldn't spend all 10 of it. I'd maybe spend like 2 to 3, see how it goes, and then
split it up.
Yeah, kind of see how it goes, and yeah, and spread that around. What is up, Millennial Money Mom? What's up, Milton? Cash. What is up, David? I think David's like going on vacation or something. So I feel honored that he's about to. So yeah, that's cool. Do you use any cashback websites other than Rakuten and Top Cashback? I use what is up here? Capital One Shopping. What else is here? Top Cash and Be Frugal. That's what I have. I don't know. Do you use anything else?
Those are the ones I used. Oh, and then American Airlines has a Advantage portal that you can get rewards like mileage.
I've heard people say Hoopla Dupla. I've never used it. Hoopla Dupla. Retail may not actually have over here too. I've never used them for cash back. I usually just use them for coupons and deals. But yeah, those are kind of the 4 or 5. I feel like it's like they're all I think there's so many like popping up. I just kind of like to keep it to like 3 or 4 because then it just gets hard to track and kind of annoying.
True.
I got my first order from Target today. Bam. It was totally wrong. What they sent sells for half of what I ordered. Do they do that often? I know Nike does. I've never had really any issues with Target.
Yeah.
Have you?
Kohl's I definitely have.
Oh, Kohl's 100%. Kohl's is the
Not
absolute.
Target though. Target and
Target, I
Walmart.
haven't. I mean, for me, if if they send one weird thing, like I just try to sell it because it's like kind of a hassle to return it, and like you don't want to. But if they like totally screwed up, then yeah, I'd return that.
Most of my issue was it just came damaged, but it wasn't like they just sent me the wrong item, which happens with transit. I mean, once you're ordering so many units, things get crammed in one box, even though it should be in separate boxes, and then things get broken and damaged.
The worst is like during Q4 when people decide to like ship Legos, like poly mailers, or not even poly mailers, but just like a mailer. You're like, are you
Oh, just a mailer, yeah.
like it's just like a poly bag? It's like Walmart. Like I thought you were like a professional. Like what the hell is this? My name changed, but yeah, on vacation. Nice. Yeah, the picture. I was like that, and I was like, is that his name? I was like, I don't think so, but Michaela, you have a prep center, don't you?
Yep, the Oregon Prep Center.
There's a link down below, I think.
I thought I was wearing my hat for a minute, then I realized I'm not.
There's definitely a link. I don't know if it's down there now
Yeah.
or after the thing gets
It's
recorded.
OregonPrepCenter.com. There's there's everything on there, like the pricing sheet, the application.
Gotta
Contact
apply. It's
information.
like super official.
Yeah, we do have people on the list. So if you don't get off of the list in 0.02 seconds, be aware. I get people, they message me and they're like, I just applied yesterday. I am not off the list yet. And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
Sorry, please don't hurt me.
That's a really, I would say that. I mean, that's a good sign. I've had my share of bad prep centers. And it's like when they're like closed, you're like, yeah, it's like a nice assurance. Now is the time to get one. So I heard someone say it's like 5 months away from Q4. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, don't. If you're gonna get a prep center, don't wait until November to contact people because we will be closed. 190% positive, but we will be closed by that period. Probably by the start of quarter 4.
Yeah, probably too. Like if you like start shipping stuff like in November, like to a prep center, like it's not a good situation. That's gonna be your first one. Love these. Thanks for being here, Thomas. How's your sales in nowadays? Sales are definitely coming around. I had like, I don't know, a ton of my inventory was just stuck in FC transfer, starting to come out of FC transfer. I still have like apparel that's been in there since like January. Just like not like even like not selling, just like 2 weeks out from prime delivery. Like absolutely ridiculous. So that stuff's starting to move. I think now is like kind of it's gonna start to turn around. Like back to school here will be here before you know it. Which sounds crazy, and then it's like right to Q4. You could start to even see too, like obviously Michaela does all wholesale now, but like sales are definitely like starting to happen. Like when Rakuten's doing like 15% cash back, like that's always a good sign. Lots of Mother's Day stuff. What would be next? Like Father's Day, maybe
4th of
Memorial
July.
Day, 4th of July, all that stuff. There should be like good sales for that. But yeah, I mean, for me, I have my own issues like moving out of the warehouse and launching our Discord, and I was just focused on that stuff and not kind of growing my Amazon business. But now back to growing the Amazon business, and I forgot like kind of how much I missed it. It's like so much easier than like growing like something else. It's just easier. Training like a VA now, they're starting to come around. I would say that's like one of the hardest parts about Amazon. It's like everything is not as you would see. It's not like instant. Like you don't get a VA and then they start like sending you 30 great leads. It's like you get one, everything sucks for like 4 weeks, and then like you start to get on the same page, and then things start to roll. And same thing with inventory and test buys. A lot of stuff I'm test buying is like starting to sell through, and it's actually not tanking, which is always good. But
Yeah, my sales last month was very good. Just because I've been focusing on getting my rental finished, and so I slacked off a little bit. And then this month, we just started trying to catch back up from last month. So
yeah, it's always hard. Like you're always like 2 months behind if you like take a month off, because like you buy that month and then it doesn't get checked in for a month, and then you're just kind of like, just takes time.
Yeah, I just have a lot of stuff in FC transfer, honestly.
That is kind of the nice part about Amazon, though, besides like all like the shit people will give you because your bars went down, is that like you could kind of put it on pause and like focus on other stuff if you really wanted to, and just like pick it up.
Yeah, sometimes there's more in life than having big orange bars. So
yeah, agreed. Like spending the profits. What are the minimum requirements for working with your prep center?
it's just if you send in less than 250 units a month, you have to pay a monthly fee. I think it's like 25 or 30 bucks. But obviously, the more you send, the better the pricing is. So if you send a couple thousand units, then your pricing is going to be really good. But if you send 500, it's going to be just the standard rate.
Hello, thank you guys for all the useful information. I wonder if you have any inside tips on how to tell if communication is received through Seller Central. Oh, here's the second part of it.
You say, wait a second.
Be the brand using proof of purchase receipts for blah, blah, blah. How to tell if a brand is real. Yeah, a real brand is not going to contact you through Seller Central. That whole attachment, or like, hey, see attached or whatever, and they'll be like, hey, like, are you authorized or whatever? Yeah, they're just, I had that happen. I forgot what the brand was, but like some people really go to like a whole nother extent where it's just like they almost create like a fake like entity. It's like a website that's like registered, but like there's no website. But then like they don't take the step to have like the email that they send it from match the website. So it's like, yeah, this is totally fake. But yeah, I wouldn't bother with any of that stuff. You could just hit no response needed.
No response. No, honestly, if they really wanted to come for you, they would just do it. They wouldn't be like, hey, I'm gonna message her through through Seller Central. Like what?
Yeah, most like unprofessional thing ever. Best tips for back to school, Michaela.
Start early. When you see that first sale happen for back to school, that's when you need to start buying. I think last year, that was the end of June, like maybe the third week of June. I can't honestly remember, but it was at that point in time, somewhere towards the end of June, and that's when I saw the most amount of sales and the best sales. So like the best profit margin was at that point. And then it slowly just, it went from being on sale to maybe like 10% more than the sale price. So say it was like 30% off. Now it's maybe only 20% off. And then it slowly went to 10%. And then it just was full price. And then it was out of stock or whatever. And nobody could buy them.
Yeah, starting early is always a great idea. And I guess if you're newer, it could be definitely overwhelming because you're like, oh, like, what do I buy? Or it's like hard because you tie up capital. But I mean, that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, you always want to start like what, like a month and a half, 2 months ahead of kind of when the season is. Speaking of back to school, looking at backpacks, do buyers go for brands like Nike, Adidas, or whatever students like, regardless of brand? I mean, Nike backpacks sell well. I mean,
There's other backpacks that do super well that aren't like Adidas. You just have to watch because some of them do IPs. So I just be careful with some of that. I can't remember exactly which ones, but there are
stuff like characters or like whatever.
Yeah, just be careful. Make sure you check.
Yeah, no, that's always good. And like, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff than like backpacks. Like, I don't sell any apparel, but like apparel is really good. Socks, sweatshirts. I don't know, any school supplies, whatever's on those lists. Yeah, I don't know what else you buy for school, but yeah, pretty much anything.
Anything you associate with school. I mean, just think about whenever you were in school and the stuff that you had to buy, what your parents had to buy.
Yeah, it's very true. I also last year, like if you Google like back to school sales, like there's a lot of mom blogs that talk about what they're buying or like who has the best sales and stuff like that. So that could definitely help. What would you say is the main reason some people thrive in OA while others fail? You go first.
I think it just boils down to amount of time put in and how much you want it. So if you don't put a lot of time and effort into it and you just don't care, then you're just not going to be successful. You're probably going to fail at it. And then you've got the people who put a lot of time and effort into it and you see those people succeeding. Obviously, that's a gray area too. Like there are people who obviously put a lot of time and effort into it and they fail just, for whatever reason. But for the most part, I think it honestly boils down to time put in. Like if, say for instance, you have a 9 to 5, that's fine. I have a lot of students who have 9 to 5s and have families. It's just setting a schedule and making sure you're at least sourcing, X amount of days or X amount of hours a week and like really sticking to it. Just because you have something coming up, like, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to source today because I'm tired or whatever. Make an excuse up. Just remember that there's people out there who don't make excuses and they're going to do better.
I love that. Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, I think more people, I was talking about this. Cody just came here. What's up, Cody? In his Discord. And I think like a lot of it comes down to is like you have to use common sense. Like a lot of people are just like, you want it like spoon fed. Like if someone shows you how to source Nike shoes, like you could use that to source Adidas, Converse, anything. Like that same process, like you have to be able to apply that to other things as well. So I mean, I think like taking at first, yeah, do like exactly what someone says, but then after like maybe your first month or whatever, then like apply it to something else, or apply it to something different. When you start to see trends like Lululemon bags and stuff like that, it's like usually way too late for you. When people start talking about it, like those already went through all the group texts and like the discords, like that ship's about to like sail or the listing's about to go down. So yeah, I would say, yeah, some people and a lot of people I think are in that boat where it is getting everyone's it's dead. No, it's not dead. It's just harder. You just can't go through someone's like store and buy like 5 different colors of socks or 5 different pairs of shorts. Like those days are somewhat over, at least for now. So and like some people don't want to like do the work and do that. So like they're kind of like done. So you always have to be willing to pivot. I think that is probably one of the, if you're not willing to pivot or move, I mean, I threw away like a really nice book business and, just wasn't fitting what I was trying to do. And I just knew, what was in the future for that. Kayla, have you heard about Pulse Chain and crypto?
I do not trade crypto anymore. I haven't traded crypto in like 3 years.
Said I invested $15K 2 years ago. It's about to launch in 6 days. Hopefully that goes well. Appreciate you guys killing it. What's up, Steve? Thanks. We have to get you on here.
Yes.
For sure.
Steve, please join.
How would you guys handle OA if you had a full time? For me, I wish I had a full time job. I was doing books when I had a full time job. If it was for OA, I would probably have like a bullet list and an out of stock list, and just like on my lunch break buy stuff, or if I had like some downtime buy stuff. I would probably, this is like not good advice, or like I would not do that. Well, I would do it, but like don't do this. I would say I would probably try to get my work done in like 2 days. So I would work like two 12-hour days, and then like get it all done, and then like kind of do OA during the day, and then like send in the work like slowly as like it had to be done. I mean, didn't do that, but like if I was gonna do it today, like that's exactly how I would do it. Just be like smart about it. The nice part about OA too is like you have nights, you could buy something at any time of the day. I feel like the off hours, the better. Like the best stuff gets restocked at like midnight, 3 in the morning, early morning stuff. So I mean, I think like you just need to come up with a goal and just make sure you hit that goal no matter what. Um, and depending on where you work too, like look around, like see what people bags they have or water bottles they have at their desk or stuff like that. And if you're cool with the people, just like let them know what you're doing, because like maybe they know sales or some other stuff to like look at.
I never had a full-time job, so I can't give too much advice about it. But like I said, like the schedule thing is what I tell everybody. And even if you have a full-time job or not, you need some kind of schedule at first, because if you're not used to like sitting down at the computer and staring at, random products for hours on end, most people don't enjoy it that much. So kind of set a schedule, and that will be like
Yeah, I
much
think
better
like
for
do this 75 hard thing, while I'm not like a huge like enthusiast about it or whatever. Like it is like a thing where it's just like you either do the 6 things or you don't. Like there's no, well, like I couldn't do it, or it's like you either did them or you don't. And like it's really that simple. You either hit your goal for the day, or you're on track to hit your goal or whatever, or you don't. And that's kind of where it lies. It doesn't really matter. You either do it or you don't. What's up, Miles? Favorite part selling on Amazon. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Keep up the great work, legends. Thank you, Miles. For me, it's about just flexibility, especially online arbitrage. As someone who went to a warehouse every day, had employees and equipment and stuff like that, it was kind of like having a job, and it was just like, oh, like you want to go to Miami for like an event? It's like, well, like now you have to tell like the people who are working, like, hey, I'm not gonna be there, so like now you have to take off, or you have to give them something to do. So with OA, you could source, you could spend 5-10 grand and then go away for a week and be like totally fine, especially having a prep center. That's my favorite part, is just being able to do it whenever and wherever.
Yeah, same for me. I just like being able to do kind of whatever I want and not be refined to a certain schedule.
Hell yeah. I love how authentic you guys are. Very rare. Thanks, Reagan. Yeah, we definitely have to. Reagan is authentic too. Yeah, he did a video. I didn't get a chance to watch it. It was like the 9 things the gurus won't tell you or something. I was like, I definitely gotta see that. I just saw it before we logged on to here, so I was like,
Wow.
yeah, yep, seller amp, baby. That's a no to whoever this is. Have a full-time career, wake up early, 4 a.m., put in a couple hours of sourcing before work, a couple hours of sourcing in the evening, outsource prep, and admin tests as soon as possible. Yeah, that's a great point, Tyler. Tyler crushes it. He has a really good business. And yeah, that's always, Tyler's always at the gym super early and then puts in his time, has a good VA team, and yeah, just kind of keeps it rolling.
Just the balance, finding that balance.
Yeah, that's what it all is. Like, you just have to make it work for you. And at first, like, it's probably a nightmare, but you have to put, someone said on Twitter today, it's like, well, like, how do you do a full-time job in Amazon? It's like, you don't watch Netflix, you don't do crap on the weekend, like, you just work. And then eventually, like, that does not sound fun, but
Not forever.
eventually, you could hire people, or you get better at it, so it takes you less time, and then you could kind of like go from there. Back with the goats. What's going on? You guys need to make a shirt for your new show.
Merch. I love merch.
We definitely do. We definitely have to do that. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. Rakin will get the first shirt. He said he'd wrap that.
As long as I get the first hat.
Yeah, that would be. I definitely want. Yeah, that's definitely.
This was a return.
Really?
Yeah, so we returned it. I was like, you know what? I'll just take it. It was nothing wrong with it either. So yeah.
Wow. That's funny. Yes. If you guys have any more questions.
Oregon Prep Center shirt.
Yeah, I was super jealous. I saw someone posting their
oh, I know. You need a
video. I'm like,
damn. That's where that's coming from. It's coming from my business partner.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He has the logo saved.
Okay.
Yeah, he sent me a copy of it, but it got messed up, so I'm not sure what happened. I tried to make it for the thumbnail for our video when we did the live.
Yeah, I guess we have to like make a legit logo. Like, really, all we have right now is like our face and like this fire in the background. That's what we got. So
fire, though.
Yeah, it is nice. Any upcoming conferences you guys know of? Yeah, I'm actually going to. This is really bad. Just give me 1 second. I like totally blanked on the name. I'm speaking there, and so is Jameson. I think it's Seller Retreat.
It's in Kansas City. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, so I'm going there. It's Seller Retreat, June 16th to the 18th, weekend after my birthday. So that should be fun.
Oh, there's an Amazon. Yes, Amazon United. That's what I was getting ready to say. No, I have to have ankle surgery again. So.
Oh, that's Scott Needham's.
Yes, I wanted to go so badly, and then I got a call. I was going to order my ticket, and I was like, hold on, I better wait. Then I got a call like a couple days later, and they're like, yeah, July. I was like,
I will not be there. I'm going to Kansas City. Like, June is going to be absolutely crazy. Just like a lot of people, like family and stuff visiting, then going to Kansas City, and then literally moving in July to a new place. So that should make for a fun, I don't know, next 6 weeks or whatever.
It should be fun though. Amazon United. There's going to be a lot of big names there. I'm kind of jealous.
Oh, for sure. When are you getting your surgery then?
My pre-op's July 21st, so sometime after that. Oh. I won't know until next week.
United.
After that.
Then maybe they'll like conference you in.
Yeah.
Like, or something.
That's right. Is it before ASD or is it after ASD? It's one of the two. I can't go to either one anyway, but.
Where is it?
New Jersey?
Oh, okay.
Question mark.
Oh, maybe.
No.
I feel like that would be an easy like drive. Oh, I'll have to think about that.
It's like an hour and 30-minute flight. I'm like.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
That's
What do you guys do in your spare time besides go to the gym, assess over weed houses?
Play Candy Crush.
Do you really?
Yes, I'm like level 325 right now.
Wow. Jesus. That's insane. I like to go to different craft breweries. I'm a huge craft brewery or beer fan. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just really like what I do in general, so it's kind of like hard to separate it out. Um,
Mine sounds less nice. Yours sounds like a lot.
what do you mean?
I like craft beer, and then I'm like, I like Candy Crush.
Whatever. I mean, I guess you could say like you love pop or soda pop. Or
I
whatever.
do. I love craft soda. So if anybody's a
You're a
craft soda
craft
fan,
soda pop connoisseur.
Pennsylvania has actually one of the best local. It's called Red Ribbon. Delicious.
I'll have to look for it. Maybe if I find it.
They serve it at Burgatory. They serve it at Burgatory. They have it at Grandpa Joe's. Anytime I'm in Pittsburgh, I'm going to Grandpa Joe's. 100%.
Never even heard of that.
When you go to Pittsburgh, you need to go to Grandpa Joe's. It's on the Strip District.
Okay. Have you been to the meatball shop there?
No, we went to Permane Brothers last time I went, which was like
Permane Brothers is really cool. I've done. It's like Pittsburgh is really cool. Like Permane Brothers on like almost like a vacant street or something. Like it's weird, but like it's super nice.
You can't go to the Pittsburgh Strip District and not go to Permane Brothers and get the Pittsburgher.
Pittsburgher. All right.
Yeah. It's got coleslaw and fries. It's just basically a hamburger, but with random things on it.
I like coleslaw, but like a burger on fries would work.
Delicious.
John, we gotta let's do it. Who's hosting Salary Retreat? It's Crazy Flipping Mom on Instagram. Emily. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. When you coming through to CT for hot tub, ice bath, sauna, and beer?
If you have craft soda, I'm in.
Yeah, I gotta figure out
beer with craft soda.
I'm gonna look it up later how far I am away from Connecticut. I'm not gonna say it here because then people are gonna get weird, but I will look that up after this.
It's 13 hours and 16 minutes.
13 hours.
I'm joking. I don't know what it is.
I was like, there's no way in hell. I'm like thinking I'm just that far away from each other. And I was like, how the hell is she getting 13 hours?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's probably like probably a 2.5 hour flight for me.
I think we should probably I'm not gonna commit to this, but we should do like the East Coast meetup. I feel like there are none on the East Coast.
Pennsylvania meetup.
Pennsylvania has we always me and Flips from Oz always talked about it. There were so many people in Pennsylvania, and then
just this entire like Ohio, Pennsylvania, like DC, Maryland, Virginia, like that whole area. There's a decent amount of sellers, and obviously you got New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, we'll have to think of that through because that would be like a lot of fun. I feel like I don't know of any like on the East Coast or I guess Scott Needham's is so because that would be New Jersey, but that makes sense. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I think there is just because like there's like lots of like RA stuff here. It's like capital of like Walmart and like big box stores and stuff like that. Yeah.
Philly. That'd be a good like.
Ooh, Philly. Yeah, Philly's always good too.
That's close to, New York, New Jersey, and that's also like not super far for anybody on the opposite end.
Yeah, it's an easy train ride too.
We don't have trains near me.
Oh.
I'd fly. I don't want to drive that.
Need more Midwest meetups. I don't know. Midwest.
We're out in the Midwest, though.
Yeah, I don't.
Not a
I'm like
whole lot
terrible
of
with
Midwest.
geography, so I don't even know what that means.
That's technically
It's
Ohio.
like the middle of the state, but like other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, which I think Ohio. I'm petitioning for Ohio to be added to the East Coast because technically it's Midwest.
Oh, I just
But I
assumed
think it still should be East Coast. Chicago.
Chicago,
Okay.
Philly,
I can
Philly. Yeah,
have,
we'll have to look into doing like a meetup.
and we'll have merchandise.
Yeah, merch. Yeah, we'll have to work on to get someone who knows. I'm terrible with design, so someone's gonna have to come up with something. Yeah, definitely. Ohio is technically Midwest, but I agree it's more East Coast.
Mm-hmm. I don't like saying it's the Midwest, but there are Midwestern things that happen in Ohio, so I guess that's
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll have
uh,
to. That'd be cool though.
one of those things.
What other questions do you guys have? I'm trying to think what else is like going on. Do you want to talk about your thing or no?
What thing?
Your wholesale?
Oh, about the thing that was bad that I talked to you about.
Yeah, you don't have to though.
All I'm gonna say in regards to this, because this is probably gonna cause some issues. People are gonna like throw me underneath the bus, but um, doesn't matter. All I'm gonna say, which I was trying to say, is be careful of who you buy from. Doesn't matter where. I don't care if it's OA, RA, wholesale especially, just because you need to know the supply chain. That's like the most important part. And that's pretty much it. Just make sure you know that information because you could get caught up into some stuff that you didn't think that you were going to get caught up in, and you had no idea what was going on because you trusted your supplier, and so you ended up in a bad pickle.
Yeah, that was always one thing with me for like wholesale where I was just like, there was like, I've heard some like horror stories of it was more though people who were Amazon sellers also selling to sellers as like another avenue where like it just went like sideways, that kind of stuff, which makes sense because like you fled the market or whatever. But yeah, like sometimes like, you know, if a deal seems like way too good to be true or everything seems good, but like you talk to someone more experienced, like that happened to me. I was gonna buy these like textbooks. I was ready to give someone like $2,500 cash because they were just like, yeah, like we have these new books, like you know, blah blah blah. You know, we just have multiple copies. You know, would you want them? And I was like, this sounds like kind of sketchy, but I don't know. And I asked someone, and they're like, yeah, those are definitely counterfeit textbooks. Like, there's no way. Like, the only way you get them brand new is like from a school or a publisher, and like that person probably got like banned from Amazon for selling counterfeits. I was like, huh, like people do that, and then it's like, yep. That is really scary though to me.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that you trust the person you're buying from. Because if something goes sideways, then you're on the hook for it, even if you had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that is definitely. I do wonder if that would happen if like how they'd handle that if like, well, let's say they were like fake Stanley Cups. Like, how would they even like trace all that back? Like, if you bought them from like, let's say like Target or something, right? Like, it'd just be crazy.
Yeah, I think they're just checking serial numbers and stuff and then seeing if it matches with that huge theft ring in California. And anybody who it has one of those in their inventory or had it in their inventory, you're gonna get smacked. So
Yeah, and that's always sometimes it's just you do the right thing and then sometimes it just doesn't work out.
yeah, I mean, and then innocent people, you know, that didn't know that stuff was going on behind the scenes, and then they get taken out for it, and we're just like, what the heck? We didn't steal the stuff. Like, I live in Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, yeah, that's terrible. What do you do with returns? It depends. I have Amazon inspect them, so if something gets returned, Amazon looks at it. If they determine like it's good to be sold again in new condition, they just put it back in my inventory. If they don't think it's like good enough, they'll send it to me. I'm starting to like. I need to work on that. I think my prep center said they would do it. Like let the returns be sent back to them, and then they'll kind of deal with it. Someone also told me about. I'm not recommending this because I don't know, but I think it's Axiom or something. They're starting to do eBay listings for this stuff. I don't know. And then sometimes if it's just no good, it's just no good, and it just donate it, write it off, or just get rid of it. Or I guess you could gift it. I mean, that's another option too.
That's what honestly I do. My little cousins were over here for my sister's prom a few weeks ago, and one of them, the youngest one, was looking through my boxes because I've got a whole bunch of boxes through my house still with returns and just random stuff. He's like, "Hey, can I get this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, take it." And then he went throughout the entire house. And he brought home a giant bag worth of stuff that like it was just I was never going to sell it again. Like they were damaged, like the box was messed up on it, something like they were already, you know, used. Like I had some like toys and stuff from Christmas. I was like, yeah, you're here, just take them out of my hands. Like I don't even care now. Just get it out of my hair.
Yeah, that's one of the hard parts with that is like returns. Like you want to get your money back, but like you also don't want to waste a lot of time. Like you're gonna sell it on eBay for like $10 and take pictures and like it's just usually not worth it. Sometimes it's just better off to donate it.
That's what I usually do. Or use it myself.
Yeah, or use it yourself. I've definitely done that. What's up, Matt? We got Avery's Soda in. Huh. I didn't realize you were in Connecticut either. I found it like 100 years ago. I'm in Connecticut and would join an East Coast meetup. Yeah, maybe we have to do this now. Mother's Day is coming up. Great time for regifting. Yeah, I mean, if you have stuff, if you have returned Stanleys, get rid of them. Or Lulu.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Stanleys at my house, and I actually put them all out and tried to figure out which ones I could sell and which ones I couldn't. And I took the ones that I couldn't sell and I gave them to everybody at physical therapy.
How it like with the ones you couldn't sell? Like, what were wrong with them?
A few of them had like dents on them. Some of them, the straw was bent. Like just minor nitpicky things that I wasn't going to, because like, people were really picky about certain stuff. And like I've noticed with Stanley cups, like I'd get, you know, a return if there was like a tiny little scratch, like you'd have to like look at it really closely to see it. So I said, you know what, I'll give them to the girls at physical therapy. They'll be more than appreciative. So I gave them all out. I had like 8 or so. And then I brought another one for one of the guys there. They all had pink ones, and I gave them a black one.
Damn, the pinker.
They're like, "Can I give you money for this?" I'm like, "No, just take it. Just good juju. Here, pay it forward."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's always like good to do too, and yeah, it always sucks when stuff like that happens because it's like somewhat of an expensive item, but like, it's just like how it goes sometimes. With so many different avenues and softwares for sourcing, how do you decide which one you are going to start with on any given day before going down a rabbit hole? Technically, I usually start with email. See who's having sales or if anyone's having sales. See what that situation is. if they're good sales or it's usually stores that I'm familiar with, I'll like go look in certain sections, see if there's anything there, if anything's on sale, or certain brands. Usually, if a brand is on sale at a store, it's on sale at most of the stores. Yeah, then I just kind of go down the rabbit hole as I go. If I find, I don't know, maybe let's say there's a good brand on sale at like Kohl's or something. I don't even really shop at Kohl's anymore. But if there was, look at the other brands there, see if they're profitable on Amazon, see if that brand sells any other items that are on sale, and then look at those. I just kind of go through that, and then if I find a profitable product, I might look quick, see the other people who are on the listing, and see if they have anything in their store. I try to not do that. I just try to like stick to one. If I'm manual sourcing, like just do that. If I'm reverse sourcing, just do that. And like don't try to mix them because you just really waste a lot of time doing that. And usually if yeah, that's kind of how I do it.
Yeah, if I was doing like OA now, I'd probably just stick to like manual sourcing and like keep a product finder instead of storefront.
Keep a product finder.
I did a lot of storefront stalking, but I think that is kind of the thing of the past now. So you got to kind of get with the times.
Yeah, go with the time. And Michaela is saying, "Oh, it is dead." She's not. She's just saying front stalking.
Jeez, people are gonna be tweeting me left and right after this. I'm not saying OA is dead. I'm just saying you gotta get with the times of the sourcing techniques.
Yeah, someone was trying to tell me on Instagram yesterday, the DMs, that I'm a clown basically because I don't think OA is dead. And I was like, okay. I was like, let me guess, like you started doing wholesale, right? And he's like, yeah, like I was doing OA, but then it like got super saturated. Now I'm doing wholesale. And yeah, I'm doing good for like a 20-year-old. I'm like, that's great, dude. Like, good for you. like talk to me in like a year. Like he might be on that list of people doing weird, of bad fortune.
Possible.
Do you use Repricer? How do you much profit minimum margin working with? How do you use how much pro? So for me, I use Go Aura, and I just set mins and maxes. So and then the software kind of does the rest. So if I thought, let's just say I'm trying to get 30% or 20%, I could just set something on Aura that says like, you could lower the price down to 20% margin or till I'm getting 20% ROI. And then I would just kind of hover back and forth between the minimum. And if they can't get the minimum 20%, it just goes to my max price. And then, I don't know, hopefully eventually it can bounce back up. Or if not, I'll just kind of liquidate it.
Yeah. I did the free trial for Seller Snap actually. It was okay.
I'm actually talking to them.
Don't come at me, people who love Seller Snap, but it was okay. I don't know just yet. I still have to figure out which one I like more. But it was
What are you
bad.
using? What's your other one?
Be cool.
Be cool. Okay.
I do like the price point of Be Cool though. It's very
it's
very nice. But I can also see that Seller Snap does do a really good job at making sure you're not like tanking the price, which Be Cool does sometimes have that issue. Not, and don't come at me saying I don't know how to set my minimums. I know how to set my minimums.
I love it. Yeah.
Just the facts. You have to watch what you say because people come at you. So, like,
it's like thank you. I've been doing this for like 2 or 3 years. Like, I get the basics. I appreciate it though.
And say like it's like $20 the buy box price or whatever. And even if you set your minimum to like you know, say like the lowest price right now is $19 and your highest price is like 25. I just found that like it just loves to just Be Cool just loves to just hit that minimum, even, you know, when they don't need to. But with Seller Snap and their proprietary formula, whatever it is, it's like some secret sauce. But they have managed to do a really good job with that, because I would set my minimums. I actually set my minimums a little bit lower just to see, just to try, and they didn't fall for it. And like I saw my price, like my price was set like say 50 cents below, and it would never even get close. Like it was staying pretty much buy box and then above. So I thought it was pretty nice. That is nice about it.
So do you
Now,
think you make the switch, or you still don't know?
now with $500,
Yeah, I don't know.
like yeah, it's a hard choice for me. I think today's my last day on my free trial. So I mean, no, do not use Seller Snap and Be Cool together. They
Yeah,
will
you can
like
only use one at a
out.
time, or yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
screw
so if
up
you're
your.
gonna switch, make sure you go through, and they'll tell you that on the onboarding call. But they'll say make sure that once you switch over for your free trial, that you turn off your other repricer, because if not, it's going to jack with it. So you can only have one
I had that
at a
problem
time.
when I was doing Aura and Be Cool, because I thought everything was turned off in Be Cool, but like there were a couple of listings that weren't. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'll see how kind of like Seller Snap is, but yeah, I mean, yeah, the $500 is a lot, but who knows? If it makes sense, it makes sense. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, I think there's also something like you could be like cool. You'd be like, yeah, I use Seller Snap. People be like, wow. What other questions you guys have? Are you doing anything this weekend?
No, I was supposed to close on my house. I've had such a series of unfortunate events. But I was supposed to close on my house today, and it fell through.
Oh shit, that's not good.
So whatever I did to somebody, I'm sorry. Like I must have killed somebody in my past life, because of the amount of bad luck I've had in the last, like, I'm gonna say like a solid 3 years. Like that's when I was in the hospital when I had my leg fixed. I don't know which time it was, honestly, but one of the times I told the my nurse I was still, you know, messed up. And I told her, I said, I swear to God, I must have killed somebody in my past life. That's why all these bad things keep happening to me.
Oh my god.
It's just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
But no, I'm fine.
yeah. I mean, that
It's
sucks.
like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's like unfortunate, like when stuff like that happens, but it just makes you stronger.
Yeah, so I keep telling myself, thank you, John.
Yeah. No, it does. I mean, everything, like I feel like
Better.
my Amazon journey, like every like big like turning point, like sucked. Like I decided I was gonna quit my job, and then like this was gonna be like the last kind of like we're going on vacation or whatever. And the first day we're on vacation, like I got an email like from a big textbook company. They're like, yeah, we're gonna sue you for copyright infringement. And I was like, damn, like I was gonna quit my job, whatever. Then I quit my job, and then COVID happened shortly thereafter. I lose all my suppliers, which really sucked. And then yeah, I get the keys to the warehouse, and then restock limits happen. I like totally blew up my entire business. But I pivoted and moved around. And I feel like hopefully I got the formula down. We'll see. What do you use to keep track of all your bookkeeping? Is a combination of inventory labs and QuickBooks enough, or do you guys use anyone else's software? I use QuickBooks, Inventory Labs, and then I have a bookkeeping firm that kind of manages the QuickBooks aspect. Well, they manage everything.
Yeah, I have a bookkeeper, and that's a sore subject too.
Yeah.
My bookkeeper is still trying to fix my books from last year, if that tells you anything.
Jeez.
But it's okay. So I have a new bookkeeper.
That's the hard part about this. Bookkeeping is definitely tricky, and it's like, damn, like,
make sure you choose the right person. Make sure they have experience. Make sure they know what they're doing. Make sure you're keeping an eye on them as well, because before you know it, you end, the end of the year in the red somehow when you're not.
it was capping all year.
One of my friends, they told him that he had $700,000 in profit. He did not even close.
That must be all the Twitter accountants over there.
He's like, it's the same one I used. Imagine that.
Oh God.
One of us was in the red. One of us was really in the green, but neither was right.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a grasp on your numbers. For me, like, I work with someone who like knows what they're doing, and there was like kind of like a spreadsheet malfunction, and they were just like, "Yeah, you owe like this amount of money in taxes." I was like, "Dude, there's no way." And it turned out Amazon fees were not accounted for. So yeah, that ate everything was cool. After that was taken out.
Yeah, make sure. So like having a bookkeeper is not entirely important when you first start. Like that shouldn't be at the very top of your priorities. So don't think that like you need to go out and get, $500 a month bookkeeper.
Wait, you're like in 50, 60K. Like,
wait till you're, I honestly didn't get a bookkeeper until I was consistently doing 100K months, because then that's when I started getting a little bit worried about like taxes. Like I didn't want to have to pay like a whole bunch in taxes. And so I was like, you know what, I need to get a bookkeeper so I can figure out exactly how much I'm making, because I was only using Inventory Lab. And if Matt's still in here, Matt and I have had countless conversations about bookkeeping and how really important it is, and nobody ever talks about it.
He's really good at it.
A lot of people don't even know what their true numbers are until tax time, and then they get hit with a $30,000 tax bill. And I'm like, you could have saved money, but you don't know how much you make until the end of the year.
Yeah.
So just wait. And then obviously hire. If you want to do QuickBooks, that's fine. Like you can train yourself how to do it. There's people out there who you can get trained by. There's videos, everything. If that's what you like to do, like if that's something that you're good at, and you feel like, okay, like I'm confident I'm not going to mess it up or anything, then don't pay a bookkeeper, just do it yourself. But I'm not a bookkeeper or accountant, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm able to do a better job than mine.
Yeah, I mean, even like for me, I've always had like an accountant like do the taxes and stuff like that, and like it's just really nice. And that for him, like, so the accountant's like hourly, so he files like the taxes and stuff, and like I could just book a call with him and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm worried about, or this is what like I'm thinking about," and then he could kind of guide me. So you don't need. So he doesn't do the bookkeeping aspect, but he does pretty much everything else. So yeah. But yeah, for most Inventory Labs will be like fine. It won't be like 100% accurate, but like usually on a smaller scale, it's like kind of good enough. How do you prevent Be Cool from automatically repricing something that you are replenishing, but that you're perhaps
don't enable it.
Oh yeah, you shut it off.
Don't enable it. You're not supposed to enable it until it is checked in and ready to go, because then whenever you're in transit, you're tanking the price. So say the price goes up while it's being in FC transfer, because that does happen. And say the buy box now is at $23 and your reprice is at 19. Well, now you're the ding-a-ling at $19. And everyone's like, well, what is this person doing? It's because it's an FC transfer and they just forgot. I've done it countless times, so I can't.
I've done it too.
Accidentally, not on purpose.
Yeah, I've definitely done that replenishing because like I just don't remember to go back.
That's what happened to me. Okay, that's the only time that's happened. I've always waited. But if I have something, so this is what usually happens for me is whenever I sell out of an item and then I get returns and then it goes back obviously into my inventory and I don't even realize it's there. And then I get a notification like, oh, you sold blah, blah. And I'm like, that's like $10 cheaper than it was. Like,
That is always, yeah, I've had that happen before where like that happens like a lot too. Like I'll go back through old inventory. So it's like something, is no longer profitable, or maybe I liquidated it just to get rid of it. And then I rebuy it because like everyone's off the listing now. And then the price basically goes back. Like they all sell in a day and it's at break even. I'm like, crap. Like I never like set the rule. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Rule of thumb, hide about 25%. Yeah, that's about right. Not financial advice, but yeah,
not
that's
advice.
what I've heard or is what is talked about out there. Yeah, that's one of the things too. It's like no one ever. It's like funny. No one ever talks about taxes because obviously, we're none of us are accountants or could give good advice about that. But like, yeah, orange bars don't really mean anything. It's like, yeah, there's just a lot of hidden stuff there, and you definitely do not want to not be paying taxes or putting money aside for taxes because I don't know, your business is like a cash eating monster. And if you just keep feeding it and then maybe you have some bad buys and that's your tax money, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys have any last questions? I didn't
I
realize.
just like deductions, honestly.
Who's that?
I said I like my deductions, honestly.
Yeah, no, yeah,
There's,
nah,
also, there's all kinds of cool ones too, but that are legal.
yeah, that are always.
Don't try
Yeah,
and
and
say
a lot of it too is like it seems like a lot of the stuff for what I've come across and have encountered, a lot of it is up to you as the business owner to be like, how comfortable are you? Or like for me this year, like we had like this kind of like debacle or whatever, where I was like, there's no way, and whatever, went back and forth. And then I explained to my accountant, I was like, listen, like this, I think this is like the issue. Like I couldn't like tell him what the issue was, but then when I walked through my logic, he's like, oh, okay, like I see what you're talking about now. Like that makes sense. And then he was like, I'm cool with doing this. I'm like, well, how cool are you? Like, if we got audited, like, would you be able to make the case? And he was like, oh, 100%. I was like, all right, like, let's go with this.
yeah, definitely. There's definitely some gray spaces that you might need to watch out for.
And I think it's like a general thing, like the government's just like so far behind the times where it's just like they don't know, like Rakuten and all this other stuff, like they're not thinking about that kind of stuff.
True.
Like,
True.
Facebook Marketplace or like all these different things you could do. It's like they never thought about that. But all right, if there are no more questions, we will call it here, and we'll see you guys next week. And have a good weekend.
See ya.
Peace.